So hey guys, Jyoti Prashad here, and today is 29th June 2024. Today hey guys, Jyoti Prashad here, and today is 29th June 2024. And today I just wanted to share randomly because I share on this channel very randomly. So I thought that why not share the stuffs that I dedicate a lot of time to research on, because the things that I implement on my life, I just want to research a lot before agreeing on them or just implementing them in my life. So I just thought that the difference between Eastern spirituality and Western spirituality. So, what's the qualifications that I have to just comment on this stuff? So, first of all, I'm just 18 or a bit older than 18, okay? So, I'm just changing at every moment of my life. I think that if we get stagnant at one phase of our life and we're not growing, then we're not doing much in our life. Because if we're learning and if we're growing all the time, then we should change. Okay, so what I'm saying today, if we just believe on the same stuff after years, that is like, so I haven't grown much or I haven't researched much. So I believe that the more we research or study or gain knowledge, we just grow. So that is the reason. And because I have been following Indian spirituality, okay, I first started meditating on Lord Shiva, and then I just went to ISKCON for devotion. And then when I understood that these are not for me, then I went to Western spirituality, where there is nothing like, there is no hard and fast rule, and I just like that stuff. Because when I was a kid, when I just had the first instinct to think about where I come from, I just would just look at the sky, at the stars, and just think that why I did I come from, why I came here, and why can't I go out of this round planet? Okay, why I just can't leave this planet? What's just stopping us? Why are we not exposed to other extraterrestrial beings where there are millions? By the way, I had these thoughts as a kid, and then that made me an atheist, because I thought that the gods that I'm praying to, first of all, they never respond, and second of all, like, I know that there are many ways to connect. Right now I know how to connect, but back then there was no response to the prayers, right? And also, like, why are the gods so humanly? I just didn't understand, like, that was not the stuff for me. And then I became an atheist, and after that, slowly I again came back to religious stuff. But then again, right now, I just completely opposed to, like, I'm not opposed to, I just don't agree with devotion to, like, so that's the reason why I don't agree with any religion. But yeah, India, our culture is so rich and so diverse. Obviously there can't be the fact that there is nothing that I agree with. There is something, obviously, that is non-duality or advait. That is the thing that is there in every single religion, right? Like Sufism in Islam, Advait in Hinduism, like Jews and Christians also have some of the mystic traditions, which is like the union with the divine or stuff. Like, but yeah, I don't agree fully with everyone, because I have seen that still practicing non-dualists also have some kind of rules, some kind of dress codes, some kind of things. I don't believe that, we humans, I don't, first of all, believe that we are the maxima of the creation. We can't be, because we don't even know how to go to just surrounding planets. So that's the reason I think that we're not the best, while every religion considers that we're the best. We are on the image of God, but whereas we are such a mega beings who just can't go to this planet, so we're just still killing each other in 2024. So that doesn't make us to have the qualification to the best being. Obviously not. There must be higher beings. And I always think that the difference between us, and if there is the higher beings, like, that should be of the same degree as the difference between us and the ants. The ants don't know what is pleasure for us, and what we like, we dislike. The ant have no idea. They can't compensate what is a computer. Same should be with us and the higher beings. Let alone if there is a creator, the difference should be like infinite. That is what I think. That is the minimum, because the infinite should be out of my mind. But all those gods and stuff, they have likes, they have dislikes of dresses, of activities. They don't like certain stuffs. So these things, made me an atheist when I was only 11, 12 years old or kid. But that time I didn't have any kind of knowledge or proof to just explain a point. That is the reason why I just followed my own voices, but I didn't have any clue that what I was doing. But right now, I have the clue. So the difference between Eastern spirituality and Western spirituality is in the East, everything was very perfect when we were in the ancient ages. Yeah, obviously, people were praying to the so called gods who rode chariots, fought wars, looked like humans, ate, drank. That's all right. I have no objection with that. In every culture, the fact is not only in the Indian culture, in every single culture, when you read about those cultures, then you get that everything was so similar. The miracles, the stuffs, the powers, the worships, everything was so similar. Okay, that was there. But peoples were also Buddhists and non-dualists who believed that Aham Brahmasmi and this kind of stuff. So yeah, peoples were meditating, peoples were doing many kind of stuff, spiritual stuff. But right now in India, nothing. Indians are the least spiritual beings right now on this planet. Because the West peoples, they're just, at least they're researching, they are doing a lot of stuff. But in India, simply people just do because they have to do. Like they worship because their parents did. They don't inquire why are they worshiping. They meditate because, no, those who meditate, they have at least some research, because people wouldn't be sitting for 30, 40 minutes without any reason. But most of the people who just worships do because they just saw, and they do it as a business when they need it. So that is the major difference of Eastern and Western spirituality. Well, in the West, they're not clinged to gods because they believe that they are the source experience in itself. So they are not clinged with some particular deity or stuffs. While in India, even the non-dualists are connected, or like they chant the names and stuffs of some deities, which I don't resonate with. I won't say I'm against or anything, because who am I to be against people's belief? Everyone should be free to do whatever they want, unless and until they are affecting others. So why should I bet? I don't just resonate with that. In the West, it is not like they believe in some gods or deities. You know why? Because many of the West peoples, they had undergone past life regressions. That was first, popularized by people like Dolores Cannon, who did the past life regressions of peoples. And they found out that some 25,000 to 30,000 years ago, there was a civilization in the earth called Atlantis and Lumeria. So you have to change the area because it's going to rain today. So yeah, people's in past life regression, and they remember who they were and where they were in the past life. Thousands and thousands of people have reported to be in the same area called Atlantis and Lumeria, which was like 25,000 to 30,000 years ago. And what happened is, at that time, people were very spiritual. And what happened, like many alien beings, just then that time attacked Earth, and then they just flooded the whole Earth, and then they just separated human beings and different languages, different regions and stuff. They just genetically modified the human beings, those stuffs. Okay, now after that, that was the Great Flood. The Great Flood is the story that is common in every religion. It is like after the Great Flood, some chosen people of the gods just survived, who just worshipped him and that kind of stuff. Okay, but no one knows what happened to humanity before the Great Flood, and that is the thing that is just opening up at this point of time when people are remembering who they are. So that time, and those gods were worshipped, but when we look carefully, they were not really the gods. Now, I'm not saying everyone has to believe it, because no one, not everyone will resonate with everything, right? Every people have their own belief. So most of the Western spiritualists who do unfollow spirituality, that's the reason why they avoid gods or giving their power away to the gods, because we all are parts of the source, the same source, who have nothing humanly, who have no, who don't care about what humans are doing, because we don't care about what the ants are doing. That, so the difference between us and the source must be of a much greater degree than the difference of us and ants. So that's the basic logic. Like, the source must not care, and he also doesn't. He, or why I'm saying he, but it also doesn't care also. So There is a reason why Westerns don't believe, because there are thousands and thousands, and so many people just can't lie on the same fact. It is a truth because we don't know what the history, where the history went. Like we have some 10,000 years old books, maybe maximum, or some things, or 20,000 years ago, but not before that. But we know that advanced civilizations must have been there before that also, because human, many people believe that we are in the Kali Yuga or the Dark Ages, but no. Even according to the Indian timelines, it is the ascension phase when we look into the works of Sri Yukteswara, like the books, like many books, Garg Samhita and those stuffs. The We are in the ascension phase. That is the reason why consciousness is ascending. That is the reason why more and more peoples are just coming out of organized religions and they are following spirituality, what their own self tells them to do. More peoples are like, they are not liking the concept of organized, rule bounded, god-like things. They just want to follow meditations and stuff. So this is the thing that is in the West, which I also like, because from a kid only I didn't like religion and gods. I just opposed the idea, and then when I went into religion, and still it didn't resonate with me, and I just came out. Right now, when I research into this stuffs, you will get. And also then, like the books like the seven tablets of creation from Sumeria. It is a book which is like, which was dates back to 1200 BC. So those book, it is written that the advanced aliens came from a planet called Nibiru and many other places. They just changed our genetics, and then they made the new modified humans, who they also added the worship kind of genes. Scientists also have founded that the worship gene, which is in human, was artificially added. And if it is closed, then humans stop worshipping someone and they just go inwards for meditation. So these are the stuffs that have happened, and there is a lot to tell, but this is basically the stuff, the basic foundation. Like I'll be sharing slowly because I have a lot to speak and I want to speak every single day. Just improve my speaking, sharing my stuffs with social media. Doesn't matter anything. So this is the thing. The basic difference is Westerns are not clinged to gods or stuff, but Indians, even if they practice non-duality, they can't get over these deities and stuffs. So which is completely fine. I mean, what problem can I have? But when I look in the history of these deities and gods doesn't seem to be very right. Neither are their characters, neither are their words. They don't seem very much divine or like benevolent kind of being. No, no, no. The channelists of today who are channeling higher beings, they're much more benevolent and godly than the so-called gods of all religions. I'm saying, not in particularly to anyone, but yeah, that is what I believe. So now, what's the problem is Indians want the credit, but they themselves are not deeply practicing, or like deeply practicing their own traditions. Like I know that when I'm doing a Western meditation, guided meditations, I know that whatever they're doing, it is from my country and my culture, but I don't care because the practice is important. Everyone knows that these stuffs are most prevalent in the East, but the peoples in the East are too much clinched with religions and gods and chantings instead of just opening up their mind. So there is a basic difference why peoples don't like to give credit, or to just uh, involved, or they just don't want to get counted into one of the Eastern peoples who are spreading spirituality. Because I've seen like Sadhguru is also doing non-duality. He is also doing like merging with the infinite and nothingness and stuff, but he still is very much clinged to the idea of Shiva, and I've seen many worship and ritualistic stuffs. This is the thing that I think that the Westerns avoid, who are in meditations and stuff. If someone is interested in religion and gods, they are completely different. But those who are in the non-duality part, they suddenly mostly avoid some deities and stuff. That is the thing that I've seen, but I know I've seen a very limited thing. There are a lot to see, and I'll be changing with time, and that is what I'll be doing. That is what life is about, changing with every moment as we learn more and more, and I'm willing to learn more and more. and not stop at one certain stage, at one certain conclusion. This is not at all my conclusion. I know that things will change a lot by years and years, so that is what I'm willing to do. But I'm sharing, as I'm going here, I'm sharing this. I'll go there, I'll share this, like this. It just goes on. That's what life is all about. That is what I think, and that is all I have to say today.